Hey guys, it's the Addi Queen, and in this video I'm going to play with this toy I got. It is an easy knitting mini knitter. I haven't really seen anything like this. I got it at an auction along with a trash bag full of yarn. It has the directions back here in 3 different languages and some photos of how to use it. So let's open this bad boy up. First thing I noticed is these little animals on here. Really intriguing. Too bad it doesn't have any patterns. Okay. So, whoa. Okay, it looks like this assembly is how you attach the different heads. There's 2 different sizes. There's the 6 needle one and an 8 needle, and it spins. So I'm guessing this is a yarn tensioner. Let's see. I'm going to grab some thicker yarn. Oh, there fell a blue from my stash. I'm going to use that thicker yarn. And I'm just going to tie a slip knot. And put it on one of these pegs. Okay, I'm going to move my yarn until it's in the tensioner. Whoa. So this kind of reminds me of how our knitting machines work, except you do the needlework. Okay, so I'm going to start just like I would any other loom that's not a machine. Put my slip stitch on here and then wrap around, all the way around. And it spins, so I don't have to move my loom. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this guy in the tensioner and spin it this way. And bottom over the top. This is a pretty good little thing, but I do not like this loom hook. It is very dull. The tensioner is a good touch on the side here. I can just focus both of my hands on working with this, instead of having to worry about placing the yarn over the needles. As a critique to this little handy dandy, whoa, that totally fell out of my tensioner. Okay, put it back in. As a critique to this little handy dandy knitter, I do think it'd be a lot better if the needles were numbered, just so you could tell where you started and where you need to end. Because, you know, it's really a pain in the butt when you have a project and one part of your tube you have 19 stitches and the other part you have 20 stitches, and it just doesn't really work out. I also think the tensioner should close, like have a little hinge right here that opens and closes. But overall, I am pretty happy with this. I'll probably use this like to make handles for purses or whatever else. So I'm gonna see how easy it is to take off. Guess you just pull these off. Have any of you guys ever used one of these little mini knitters? I think it's so intriguing, and it has the tube for you to hold and for your project to go into. Uh-oh, we've got a problem. How do I take this off? Oh, it just snaps right on and off. Cool. So here, of course, is the 6 needle. You're lining the tabs up with, see, they line up here. Like so. Now this one's on. So we saw how it behaved with thick yarn. So I'm going to use this weight 3 and do the same thing. I'm going to make a little slip knot. Boom. Put it on my needle. Put my tail in the middle. Stick that on. Could you imagine like if they had a 46 pin version of this and this is what we use instead of Addi's? We'd be roughing it, wouldn't we, ladies and gents? Okay, so guess I should have used a color that's not blue so you could see it better, but this isn't too bad. I'm already noticing that the yarn is staying in this feeder / tensioner a lot better than my thicker yarn was. Whoa. I do wish this machine would have came with some patterns so I could kind of figure out how to make these little animals that were on the package. Those were so cute. They must have been pretty tiny though if you're working on this little thing. I assume that this was marketed as a child's toy. I don't know. I'm trying to knit a decent little bit here so we can kind of see what the stitches look like. Especially this tension is pretty loose, so I'll be intrigued to see how the tube works out. This is a fast little thing to do though. I like how I can spin around the top instead of having to move the entire loom. That is one of the most annoying things I ran into when I used looms that weren't machines, is having to move the loom and adjust it as you were working. Now granted, I still am adjusting this with my thumb, but it's a lot less than moving the entire loom around. Looks pretty neat. I have noticed with this looser tension, you do have to be careful because it just keeps slipping off. Not fun. Yeah, definitely should have came with a harsher / sharper hook, I think. Okay. I think I'm going to take her off. Whoa, that snapped right off. Take my yarn out of the thing. Look, it's my cute little knitting. Whoa. Alright, I'm just going to take this off the loom by pulling my 6 stitches off. And here it is. As you can see, this is a really tiny little tube. I do like the stitching, you know. It's not too spaced out. It's pretty even. I think this would be a cool child's toy, like if you don't want them messing with your knitting machine while you are knitting. So, you know, kids really like to kind of be around you. I've never heard of it before. A Darico Easy Knitting Mini Knitter. Not knitter. 1 knitter and 2 looms. So I wonder if they had different loom sizes to go on this knitter other than the 2 I have. I don't know. By the looks of the back, they also did have a pink one. I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think? Anyway, I just thought I would share this little toy I have. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy crafting!